Hello everybody, Krydax here. Welcome to Factory Town. This game, I wanted to say recently released out of early access, but I guess it's been a little while now. Very fun, unique game. I've been playing a bit of the campaign myself recently, and I highly recommend you try it out. So we are going to dive in to just a normal map, I'll call it, a custom map. The campaign is pretty fun, but it does kind of hold your hand through each level, and you do have to kind of remake your base. So I think that'll be slightly less interesting to stream. Maybe I'll stream the campaign eventually, but we are going to do, I think, a default scenario. Available biomes, we'll just leave them all on, kind of see what we get. There is one thing I want to edit about the rule set, which has to do with the late game if we get there, just to make sure we can have extra town centers later in the game. So I just kind of boost up these numbers. It won't even really matter until later in the game, and I think that's all I'm going to change. And we're going to go ahead and hit create. Except I do want the map to be bigger. Map size large. Yeah. Okay. So this is Factory Town, and you start with 4 little people that you can command. There is a very sizable map, as you can see, that we can spread out into, and you can purchase these plots of land as you go. Now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of biome variation here. I wonder if, as you buy them, they vary more. Because there's no, like, deserts or anything. Maybe we should start a new map. Also, I don't like that, like, everything around me is a giant hill. These all look like the same biome that I'm surrounded with. I wonder... Let's try again real quick. New game, custom. Do I have to change that again? I do. I don't love that. Smooth starting area, auto place town center, resources default, map size large, available biomes. Oh, I guess there's only a few selected. Mountain, lakes, plains, and rivers. Maybe we also include plateaus and desert, low ridges, mesa valleys. There's some more variation. I like that. Volcanic islands? What does that look like? Oh, that's a little too much. Alright, we'll go with that. Go back. I need to change that rule again for the town center. So we want 10, 8, 6, 4. Okay. So let's try again. So this is Factory Town, and it is... I don't even know how to describe it. It's a pretty unique game. For those of you that like strategy and automation games, you will probably be a fan of it, but it is a little bit tougher to get into. There's a couple things that get in its way, one of which is the UI is a bit clunky and difficult to figure out. So I have made a tips and tricks video that I already have uploaded or will be uploading soon by the time you see this video, because, well, there are some things I really wish I had known about the campaign before I played that it's not really something you're just going to figure out or learn. So it is one of those games where it's kind of helpful to see a little bit of tips and tricks before you dive right in. But anyway, so let's talk about the game. What do we even do in this game? So kind of like Factorio or other automation games, we can get research and do researches. So you can see here, here's our research tree, and we've got different tech levels and all sorts of things we will want to research as we progress through the game. We need research points to do that, and later there are specialized types of research points, and we earn research points by selling things to a school. And there's a gameplay loop in Factory Town that's really cool, which involves your population and your happiness and coins. So unlike Factorio, we don't just need research kind of resources, we also need to make people happier, and the higher our happiness goes, the more we can upgrade our town center, which allows us to build in a bigger area and get more workers and build more houses. And then we get these 4 different types of coins by selling things to our people. And there's a maximum amount of things you can sell to people because, they kind of get satiated with what you're giving them. And so you kind of want to diversify your production to sell different types of things so you can get more coins. And coins allow you to do all sorts of stuff. Some things just cost coins, and certain buildings you can boost their production with coins. So it's pretty fun. And yes, Dave, happiness does also increase production within the town center radius. So the happier your people are, the more your production is boosted. So it's a fun gameplay loop, and we'll get into that here in a second. So we'll start with kind of asking ourselves, do we want to move the town center? And honestly, I think it's in a pretty good spot. I could move it down a little bit. We can always build bridges over that river and stuff. So I think this is fine. I am going to need to move my camera here, I think, because otherwise I am sitting right over the box. Not sure. I'm going on a magical journey. Where the best position is going to be. Potentially here or here. I can't remember if this thing on the right ever gets bigger or smaller. Let's try building something. What can we even build? I can't really build anything right now. Maybe a lumber mill. Oh, I need stone for that. Okay. So let's get into the gameplay loop. Our people are going to go collect some stone. So you right click on the stone, you right click on the house, and then our people will go collect stuff. And I'm going to have one person actually collect wood because we're going to need some more of that too. And they'll go grab some stone. He was confused on how to get to the stone. And they'll hop back and give us some nice resources. And once we have enough resources, we can build a lumber mill. And so as we have more... oh, I can just build houses now. Never mind. We can get some more people right now. There we go. And then we could build a footpath to these houses. But we don't need to quite yet because we have the population, and footpaths cost wood, which I don't have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some more workers, and they actually cost coins, which I only have a few of, so that's all I can get. Oops. And so they're all going to get logs. And with all of that, I should be able to... Well, let's even see. What all can I build? Right now we have a town center. We already have one of those. The houses are free up to your limit, a lumber mill, a well, and a crate. So a crate would allow me to do something like this, where people can drop the resources into a crate instead of going all the way back to the town center. And the problem is that only gets me up to 20, but that will be a lot faster. So that is a way to kind of speed this up. So I'm going to have these two people drop into that crate, and then I can have up to 40 wood at a time. How's it going, Martin Moff? Good to see ya. And then we're going to do the same crate trick over here. I guess crates are already on our hotbar. We'll be manipulating our hotbar quite a bit as we play. And there you go. So we are collecting some stone and wood, as you can see in the top left here. Our happiness is still at 0, so we got to get that up. So in the build menu here, we can build a lumber mill, which will process wood into planks. And that's literally all we can do right now. So we're going to have to build one of these. I'll just build it over here. And it says no recipe assigned. That's because I, haven't assigned a recipe. And we need to. And we're going to need planks and paper, and we can select both. And we'll start with just having some planks get made. So I will have one of these people pick up logs from here and drop off logs there, and then that will start the process of making planks. So let's explain this window down in the bottom right. What the heck is this? Every building, for the most part, has one of these, and there's a lot of things here, a lot going on. It's a little confusing. So workers is just a number that tells you how many workers are assigned to this building. They default to 1 usually. So that's actually using up my population. Then this is kind of free water. If you build buildings near water, they absorb it for free, which can be handy to save some work. This right here tells you the amount of work units per second that the building is doing, kind of like a crafting speed in Factorio. Down here you can see the recipes that are assigned, and it'll tell you how many resources it costs, how many work units it takes, kind of in Factorio, that's the amount of time a recipe takes, and then the planks are the output here, which is 1 plank. And then here you can see the paper recipe is 1 wood and 1 water, 4 work units, and then you get 2 paper. So that means I need a person to go fetch some water because I don't have any, and so I'm gonna select the water here. They can just kind of grab it, go to the building, and then that will get me some paper. Now, you might be wondering, how do we get coins? I don't have any coins right now. Well, the way you get coins is by selling things either directly to houses or to a market. And I don't have a food market yet, so I'm going to have to take maybe some of these people that are getting stone, and they're going to sell some wheat to the houses. And then that will start, I don't know why he's going around that way, but that will start getting me some coins. And we'll go over all those systems in more depth for sure, but I'm going to build a little footpath here. I think they walk a little faster along a path, so they'll kind of default to hopping along those paths. And you can see here we have yellow coins and happiness. So every time they sell a wheat to a house, that house gets a happiness and we get the coin immediately. And if you double click on a house, you can see all the different things we can sell. Right now we've sold a grain, which takes 15 seconds to consume, and then it'll keep people happy for 30 seconds after that, but you can sell them another one inside of that time. So now we're selling some grain, getting some coins. That means I can make some new people, keep things going over here. And we have some planks. So what I need is another person, oh, we don't have coins yet, to take those planks to our town center. And that'll start building up a stockpile of, planks that we can build with, because lots of buildings cost planks. The other thing we're going to need is to sell this paper to a school. Now what's interesting is I can't build a school, so how do I progress? Clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so used to the campaign, you start with the higher tech levels already unlocked. I don't remember what it's like. But we'll get to tech level 2 pretty soon here, and maybe I'll just have schools available once we have 20 planks that have been produced. So in this game, the way you advance tech levels is building a certain set of items, but then you also have to research new techs within that tech level. So it's a pretty nice system. I think it works pretty well. But yeah, we've already got our paper and planks full on the output here, so we can advance to tech level 2. So yeah, we unlock a food market, school, general store, masonry, woodworking, basic logistics, grain processing, and civics research available. Oh, these are all researches down here. The only buildings we can build now are the food, school, and general store. But we will need to build those. So we'll start with the school once I have more planks, I guess. I'm going to build another person to fetch these planks. And we probably should build a path here. I don't really need that path. I'm gonna move things around a little bit here just to have some straight lines. There we go. It's a little nicer. Okay, so then we needed 20 planks. We have that. So we will build a school. And this is how we can start research. Although a food market could be more useful. We'll start with the food market. So we'll build this up here. And this is one big thing I learned. You don't need the radius of this to cover all your houses. As long as the radius of this touches a road, then it can still reach the houses. And this isn't a good example, but if this house was all the way out here and connected to the town center, then we can build the food market all the way up here and it will still link to that house. You can see it's highlighting in blue. And that's because this is linked to the town center, which is linked to the house. So that's a very handy thing you need to keep in mind. Otherwise, you're just going to center your base around kind of one food market, one logistics, and that's really painful. That's what I did for the first 5 or 6 campaign maps. Also, there's 2 different build menus. So if you see me hopping back and forth, there's this one, which is the big build menu, which has everything. And then there's the quick access menu, which is E. And it's kind of like the hotkeys, so you can hit E and then Q, and then this gets you to the food market and general store and other things we just unlocked. So you'll see me kind of use the quick access one quite a bit, because that's just faster. So Still not sure if I like where my face is. I think it might be better on the left. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. I think sometimes things pop up here. I'm trying to remember. I might be okay over here. I'll leave it there for now, maybe, because at least it's on the side of the screen, but let me know if that gets worse or I get in the way of something. Anyway, so we wanted to build a food market where we can sell food. So we're going to sell, you can see all the different things we have available to sell. We're going to sell grain here. So these people can sell directly to the market instead of walking all the way to the houses. And it will have the same impact, and the market will automatically sell to whichever houses need it. I don't know if it calculates the timing on everything, but you know, it can't sell to a house that just had something. So then we'll get a maximum amount of 4 grain every 15 seconds, essentially, would be the most we can get from this until we build more houses. So that's going, and we're getting some more yellow coins from that. We can also sell water, but the problem is water needs to be sold directly to houses. You can't sell water at a food market, which is kind of strange. But it's how it is. And we don't have any other food nearby, do we? There's some apples way over here. I could build a road out to there and get some apples going. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? So then I can build another food market. And gosh, I can build it all the way out here and it still links. So that's pretty nice. And you can start selling some apples. And we can see the coins go up over there. Apples are worth 2 coins. 1 experience and 1 happiness. You might be wondering what experience points are. Well, as houses get experience, they level up. And when they level up, they provide more population. So this one's actually about to level up, so we'll watch it. It should go up to 3 population once it gets its next item, which I guess will take a second. It needs to finish. There it goes. So now we get 3 population from that house. And we can have up to 2 happiness because we're providing a grain and an apple. And then with 8 happiness, we can level up our population level to the first upgrade, which doesn't give you more population. It actually just gives you more capacity for houses. So I like that way that works. And then when you upgrade the town center, that allows you to build in a bigger area here and be affected by the town center's happiness. So those are what all those upgrades do. So now we need to kind of keep progressing down the chain here and maybe get a little more efficient. We still haven't built a school. I need to do that. So a school here, and I'll probably need to spread this out later, but we'll start simple. We can build a school, and we can provide it with all these different things to get research points. The first one is paper, which gets me 1 research point. It also gets you happiness and experience, but it doesn't get you coins. Research points are kind of like a form of coin. And so you can see here our general research points are going up, and you're seeing those little research points pop up here. And you do get the research points immediately when these start building up in the inventory, but eventually they can't take any more into the inventory, and then they won't be able to receive more until they use 1 up. And so you can see here the consumption time is pretty fast, only 10 seconds, but the happiness duration is a lot longer. So, you know, you could provide a fairly small amount of paper to your houses to keep people happy, but you wouldn't get the max number of research points possible. So those are kind of the basics. And this gameplay loop, you know, you sell things, you get new things to sell, you get more happiness, you get more coins, you get new researches, you got to make new items. You got to get your happiness higher because you're using up a ton of people to make all this stuff. Because everything takes people to make. You know, it's not like Factorio where assemblers do things for you. People are your assemblers. They're just inside of buildings. So, oops, I didn't mean to click. I think I just broke somebody. So we're actually going to assign an extra person to speed up how fast things go. And you can see it's 1.7 per second because we get a 10% bonus from the happiness we have in our town. So the happier your people are, the more you get production bonuses, and that's very handy. So just taking a look at the buildings we can build, we've already got a school going with paper. We've got a food market. We need a general store. And we can sell some planks to that. And then a well could be handy to get some people selling water. So I would like to get a little bit more stone here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to set this person up to go there. Oh, wait. What are you doing? Here, delete your tasks. I don't know why I can't shift-click on... Oh, maybe that's how it works? Harvest. I don't know what I'm doing here. But I think that works. So she'll bring stone to both of those. So then I can get more than 20 stone built up. Also, Dave, that's great to hear. I don't actually know what's changed because I never played it before Early Access, but I know I've had a lot of fun with it. So we have researches available, as you can see. Grain processing unlocks a food mill. Civics allows you to build more town centers and more houses. Masonry allows us to cut stone and make roads out of it. People walk really fast on roads. Woodworking is a big one. We need that for pipes and wooden railways and wooden conveyor belts and all sorts of stuff. And then there's basic logistics, which we also can need for conveyor belts, though they're not needed by default. So I'm just going to kind of keep rolling here. Let's build some more houses along this area just to start. We can always move those here in a minute. And then I want to build a well, which I think is in the storage utility section here. We're going to put that right next to the houses. And then we'll have a person take the water and sell it to houses. The nice thing about water is it's an infinite resource that gives you coins and happiness. There's a category that houses have specifically for water that food cannot supply and nothing else can supply. So water is a nice category to fulfill. How's it going, Matty boy? Good to see ya. See, we already unlocked happiness level 3, so I can build 4 more houses. So the early game kind of goes nicely, but we're going to need to spread out a bit more here and actually get some automation going. So let's see. We have paper being sold. Our water is coming in slow, so if I could build another well nearby, that would be nice, but I don't have enough stone for it. Let's get another person doing stone here. So we can fill these up. I still am not exactly sure. So I click on that, and then I should just be able to shift-click twice. But somehow that creates 5 tasks, and that's what's confusing me. Because if I just click here and then there... Oh, maybe it's the shift-clicking that's the problem. Click, click. But then, I don't know. It's very strange. Okay. What if I click... Here, just walk over here. Click there, click there. Okay, so now she's got that going. Now I shift-click here and click here. Now she has the 4 tasks. That's what we want. So click. This is very finicky. Click, click. Okay. Hey, thanks, Matty boy. I've definitely enjoyed this game a lot so far. I've played quite a bit of the campaign on my own time. Okay, so once these are full, they're going to be very confused and walking back and forth, but that's fine. So, do we have enough people selling grain? The answer is no, otherwise we'd see grain building up in the inventory here. So I'm going to add a couple more people, sell grain to the food market. This person, I think I broke their schedule. So then that'll get me a lot more yellow coins. Those are going to really start to flow in. And we probably need to improve our wood and plank stuff eventually. But for now, this is fine. We need a little bit more water for more paper. So I'll have another water fetcher. I'll build a road for them. We'll connect a road here, so that looks nice. And then... yeah, I mean, I think we're rolling pretty well. We got plenty of research points, so let's research grain processing to get a food mill. masonry to do stone cutting, and woodworking. So now we've got all sorts of options. Oh, a general store. We should do this. So a general store, you can sell items like planks to get red coins. So you can see these are all more useful items rather than food type items. Oh, lowering a terrain next to a house to auto supply water. That's interesting. I wonder if you can still do that. It's just maybe not. I don't know. I've only played the campaign, and you actually can't move terrain in the campaign. So I'm actually used to playing without being able to modify terrain, which is interesting. So anyway, we can sell planks for red coins, experience, and happiness. So we're going to go ahead and set up a person to sell planks to the store. Also, why do I not have any planks? This person's supposed to be picking up planks and dropping them off. What's going on here? This is weird. Oh, it's... I don't know what's going on. Pick up planks, drop off. Is that going to work? There we go. Okay. So that all seems to be functioning. And we're probably going to need some more workers in here, because making two things, you know, it distributes the work units evenly, so we need some extra work units. But yeah, you can see our red coins are building up, flying up above the houses, and happiness continues to skyrocket as we provide our people with planks and grain. We can only get up to 2 happiness from the hardware category for now. Also, as houses level up, they can receive more happiness from each category. So here you can see we have a level 2 house that can get 4 happiness from basic food, but a level 1 house can only get 3 happiness from basic food and 1 from hardware. So really low level houses kind of have a maximum amount, but they level up pretty quick when you build them in the later game. So I am going to build... I'm going to leave a space here. Build a house there. I actually should probably have some more space here and move the well. Because these houses are going to be a little too close to the town center, I think, for comfort. And so we'll leave a space, and then we'll have another pair of houses by a road over here. There we go. And I might, if I can afford it, another well here. Yeah, so you can see here my face is in the way. Let me move my face up a little bit. When we go to build a well, you can see our totals are shown in our kind of inventory, so to speak, the base inventory, and the cost is down here. So we'll have another one there. You will feed water to all those people. Oh, yeah, that's really definitely not good, Dave. You definitely need more workers in buildings. I mean, it depends on how far you played or what's been rebalanced, I guess. But at least with the way things are now, you would be running a very strange base if you never increased number of workers in buildings. Especially for some of them, the efficiency doesn't even go down. You'll notice in a building like this, the first worker is worth more than the other ones. I think you can actually, if you click, where is it? If you highlight this, you can see the base values. So the first worker is worth 1, and the rest are only worth 0.5. So it is technically slightly more efficient to build multiple buildings, but you tend to have enough population that saving the space is worth it. Yeah, maybe they increased it, because it's pretty good to increase workers. You know, I'd much rather have one of these buildings than 3 of them, even though technically I saved 2 workers doing it. Okay, so we're kind of still going through here. I'm just going to upgrade my town center because we can. That increases this radius. You can see now it's actually enveloping that food market down there, and it'll just keep getting bigger as we level up. I've maxed out my houses. That's usually the whenever I get new houses, I like to max them out as soon as possible. We have a decent amount of room left for workers, and I need to start getting some more wood processing going. So I'm actually going to make a whole new plant for that rather than messing with this system. Oh, I need more wood. You two put wood in there. And can I build chutes yet? No, I need to research chutes. Chutes are awesome. So chutes allow you to transfer raw materials really fast, but it can't go uphill because it's not a conveyor. It just uses gravity. And so you can't use chutes for everything. Also, I think I'm going to have these two people just go to the town center. This crate is cramping my style with only 20 logs. You can still stack houses, Dave. I do plan on doing that. I like to put a little arch on top, and then you build a house on top of that, and then you can connect, well, you have to do pipes to connect water and all sorts of other stuff, but we will get there. Okay, so I'll build another road here. Roads cost logs, so we do lose some logs in that exchange. Okay, so what do we need? We gotta start with a lumber mill, which needs a lot of wood. Oh, we need 20 logs even to build a lumber mill. Okay, hold on. All people, you're just gonna bring me a lot more wood. I don't even have enough to build a road to the wood. Whoops. There we go. The other thing you can do is build a chute. I don't have enough planks for this. Actually, I do. I have 107 planks. So we could build our first chute. The problem is it's going to get in the way of our roads and stuff because I can't elevate it. So what I'm going to do instead is build a barn. And in this case, I don't really need a chute, but I can at least show you how they work. We could have a chute that goes connected to the barn, and they can drop resources onto the end of a chute. And then that'll roll right on in, and that's an easy way for people to transfer resources kind of over longer distances without walking the whole way. In this case, I think the chute is just getting in our way. I need all of you to just drop into the barn. Okay. So now this barn is going to start filling up with logs. I am going to close a couple of these storage spaces. I just want one. You can also upgrade a barn with 100 coins and 20 planks so that it can store even more, up to 100. I think I will do that so that way we can get up to 100 logs in there. Okay, so what we were doing is lumber mill production. Do I need a barn for logs? Probably not. So I'll build the lumber mill maybe here. You can see it links when it touches the little yellow squares there to the green squares. That's when it links, and I'll get the happiness bonus. So I can build this right here. And this one's just going to be for planks. So I'll have 2 people grabbing, maybe 3 grabbing logs. For now, 1 making planks. And then we need to build a workshop. And we'll go ahead and build this next to it. I'll build it 2 spaces away. And then that workshop can build all sorts of stuff. So you can see we've already got wood wheels unlocked. We can build cloth, which we can sell to our people for 3 red coins each and 2 experience points. So that's pretty nice. We can also make cloth out of wool, but wool is usually harder to get than cotton. So at least in my experience, I've preferred cotton to cloth rather than wool to cloth, but it is an option. And then you can make books, and books give you 10 research points and 5 experience points for only needing 4 paper and 2 cloth. And the 4 paper by itself would only get you 4 research points. So by adding in 2 cloth, you get a whopping 6 more research points. So that's always worth it. You just need to automate it and do it, which we're not going to do quite yet. So I guess for now, the only thing we can do is wood wheels. And so I need some people to grab planks, maybe just one. Drop them off there. And then we'll start getting some wooden wheels, which can also be sold for 3 red coins and 4 experience. And when do I get conveyor belts? I need to research basic logistics. There we go. Okay, so that's what we want. Wooden conveyor belts. So now we can actually automate things. So here we will add wooden conveyor belts to our list, and that takes logs and planks. So we actually need someone fetching logs for that as well. And then we'll start getting some conveyor belts. And then I will, for now, put the conveyor belts in a crate, and I will put the wheels in a crate. And you can left click here, or you can right click on the building itself, but then it'll just collect everything. So if you want a specific thing, you have to left click on that. So I'll left click on the wheel. Then you can right click or left click drop off or there, or right click the building. So there's kind of a lot of options there. And you can see our conveyors are starting to build up. Conveyors default to 5, which is good because that's kind of where my muscle memory is. And now we can remove this person taking planks to the building and instead just build a conveyor. And it'll automatically put a grabber on. A grabber is actually a separate entity, though, that we can remove. And you can replace. They are free. These kind of logic see-through blocks do things for free. And it will grab planks out of the building at whatever rate it can for the belt. So now that's grabbing planks out, and we don't need a person doing it. And then these 2 people, actually, now that do I have enough conveyors? We actually don't have conveyors up here. I'm going to add conveyors to our list of items we track. So we have 8. So yeah, these people can go away, because now I can put conveyors here. And you'll see by default they don't know what to grab because the building has 2 outputs. So you're going to grab, I forget, wheels. And if you just double click, it brings up this menu. It automatically filters to the things that the building makes, which is nice. So now we've automated that. And voila, we have wheels, we have conveyor belts. And soon I hope we can get foresters, which are nice because those essentially are a building that collect wood instead of needing to tell people to collect the wood. We're already up to 1,000 coins, which is crazy. I feel like we just started. And what else can we do? I mean, we've got tons of logs. Yeah, I want to work towards forestry, which is probably in the tier 3 tech level. Yeah, so I need cut stone. That's maybe the next thing to do. So we'll come back over here. We're going to kind of restart this whole system. So we're going to have a barn that we fill up with stone here. And I'm going to have 2 of these turned off. I'm going to have one of them set to storage and one of them set to input. Now, the interesting thing about input is it won't let things take stone out of the barn. And so that means we will essentially build up 50 stone before any of it gets used in the stonemason. Which is good, because you need stone to build buildings. Stored items in chests do not get destroyed. They get automatically placed into your town center. At least as far as I've seen, when you delete a crate, the items don't go away. Which is very nice. Alright, we actually can just use a conveyor belt here. And the only recipe we have is stone brick, which is pretty expensive. You need 3 rocks, 3 stone, to make 1 cut brick, and 4 work units. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate this conveyor. And the reason I'm going to elevate it, which I have set to my mouse buttons, but I think page up and page down do the same thing by default. The reason I do that is because now a person can walk underneath. And so in general, where I can, I like to have elevated grabbers and chutes and stuff. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, this could actually be a chute in between the buildings. Because you can take things out with a chute. And so I was doing this for a long time, building these things manually, until I learned about page up, and page down, just being able to do it for you. And I'm not opposed to floating things, especially when they're between buildings. It doesn't even really bother me because it's like, well, you know, you don't need scaffolding from the ground because they're connected to the buildings. The problem with chutes by default is they don't create grabbing unless you can go away from the building. So this is only 1 square, so you have to manually add the grabber in. But then it works fine. And we'll grab the stone out, and you'll see it will not grab any of the input and only grab from the storage. And now we have our stone brick output, which I will actually put back in to the barn. Because why not just use the same barn? So I'm going to actually apply item filters. So these two are going to be stone, and these two will be stone brick. And then I'll just put a conveyor for the other one, because chutes, when you have a chute selected, you can go down here and see that it can transport loose bulk, which is this list right here. And there's only certain items they can transport. Mostly raw resources and flour and animal feed, I think, are the only two that are technically processed and can still go on a chute. Anyway, so we'll elevate this by 2 squares so people can walk under, and that'll send the stone brick back into here. I need to turn these onto input and storage. And now we have our stone and stone brick barn all ready to go. So there you have it. Now we will want to sell stone brick eventually. And we can do that by building a general store. Where is that? Town buildings, general store. Next to the barn. I'll maybe leave 2 squares here. And I will have a conveyor coming out of the barn and in. We'll set that filter to stone brick. Now, what? Why did it use that type of... It used the wrong type of support block here. One, two. Okay, that's weird. Now it's not using that type of block. That was very strange. Because the type of block that it used was the one people can't walk under. Because this is different than this. Because that has like the underside clearance. And that's different than this. And it used this one. So I don't totally understand why it did that. Anyway, we want stone brick here. And so once we get above our 50... then it will start selling all the extra stone brick, which is worth a red coin, an experience, and a happiness. So then we'll get some free stuff from that. I will put 2 workers in here, make that a little bit faster. And that person's not necessary. So there you have it. The other thing you can do when you want to see like overall how your people are doing is double click on a food market. And you can see how the satiation of stuff is. You can see with grain, we actually almost have maxed out the amount of grain we could sell. That's the green bar here. The blue bar is just that houses are happy from it, and their happiness lasts a lot longer than their usage. So, like right now, we're not even maxing out happiness from apples, and we could be selling 3 times as many apples. Hey, Cody Strayman, how's it going? Welcome on in. I have heard the game looks so different, and most people have said it looks a lot better. I have yet to kind of see for myself. Thanks for the follow, because I actually don't know what the game looked like before, which is kind of funny. So I'm actually going to add another 2 people doing apples, because why not? We'll put a little road here. Make that a little faster. That way we can make sure we get all the apple sales possible. And we can already upgrade our population again. Build 4 more houses, which one of the fun things that I really like is if you have a really solid system for happiness, you can literally build... You upgrade your happiness level, you build the 4 new houses, and then those houses immediately get so happy that it almost boosts you to the next level, like, immediately. That's always fun. Okay, we'll move the well a little bit here. It actually needs to be there. Add a couple houses. What is this person doing? Oh, they're also selling water. Okay. I should connect here. Okay, there we go. I will have to level that terrain later. That's going to bother me. But yeah, we can go to tech level 3 now because we have our items produced at 10 wheels and 20 bricks. And that unlocks farming and forestry and kitchens and fluid pipes, tailors, coin boosters, and railways. All sorts of stuff. I don't know if we unlock any of that by default, though. Oh, we also need a food mill. This is important. I forgot about this. So a food mill here, we give it grain and it can make flour. And I tend to prefer to connect that with a chute to the market because flour can be put on a chute. And again, why is it defaulting? I don't love this. It's defaulting to the wrong type. Oh, it's when I build it straight out, it does that type. That's interesting. So maybe I will have to do this myself where I build the arches, or the pillars and then the arches. And then we can do that. And then people can still walk underneath. And now, what I'm going to do... Let's kind of show off some basic logistics here. I want people to give half of the grain to the food mill and half of it to the market. And so that will look like this. And then they're just all going to drop onto that. And we put a splitter here. And then it will send half of the stuff left, half of the stuff right. And there's an overflow here, bypass. That means if it can't match the ratio at once, that's fine, it'll still work. You can set it to hold, which I think will make it only output in that exact ratio, no matter what. And so now we're making flour from 3 grain each. And it takes 4 work units, and then that produces a flour, which gives us 4 coins and 4 experience, which is awesome. And it only takes twice as much time to consume, so you have a potential for twice as much coin per second action there. And you can see it just automatically shoots its way into the food market there as soon as it's made. Whoop. And that's great. And then we can see here, if we double click, we are starting to satisfy the flour happiness bar, which is good. And I will need more people getting grain at some point. But I guess for now that's enough. So yeah, there you go. Flour and grain. Okay. So all my people are idle because they've done so much hard work. I wanted to start out with something simple here, but now that I have some space, I'm going to put a barn here. And we're going to filter these things. Wooden conveyor belt, wooden wheel. Turn these off for now. That way I can have some more space for stuff later. And I also want to start selling wheels. So I guess this will just be a double. It'll have one for sales here. And that'll be input only. I'm going to put 2 workers in there. That's going so slow. We can sell some wheels at a general store. You can also see it, there's a little hill here, and it's trying to build the general store up higher if I build it there. So I will build it closer so it's on the same Z level. And then I will put a, whatchamacallit, a elevated conveyor here, grabbing wheels. And then I should elevate these, because that's just kind of my policy. Build some pillars, so people can walk under that later. Wheels and conveyors. I want to do the same thing here. So there you go. Elevated, so now I can put roads underneath all that, and people and caravans can walk through later. Now, what is this? Oh, this isn't connected to anything. I need to build the road here. Connection. That's not gonna work. There we go. And it's definitely within range of my town center, so... There we have it. Now we're getting some wheels. Well, this has to build up to 50 wheels before it does anything. Okay, I'm going to make this max speed with 5 people. Because we're going to want to sell a lot of wheels. That's a great source of red coins, a good source of experience. It looks like planks are the current holdup as well, so we'll speed that up. 4.5 planks a second is going to give me... Conveyors will back up eventually, so it'll give me around 2 wheels a second. And as far as consumption, I have 16 houses that can each consume 1 wheel per 30 seconds. So that is 1 wheel every 2 seconds. So I need 2 planks every 2 seconds. So I need about 1 plank a second here. So I can slow this down a smidge. And I might even need a couple more people fetching some wood here. And 1 plank a second is actually, unfortunately, too slow. I want to say these conveyor belts are about 0.75 per second. I did some tests, and that's, I think, where they landed. So 2 of them should be about 1.5 planks a second out. And there we go. And you can see conveyors are already backed up, and the wheels are about to start selling. We're almost at 100 happiness already. Crazy. Okay, here's going to be a sale. There it goes. First wheels sold. That'll boost the happiness even more. And yeah, I wonder what... Oh, wow, we've already got a little stone roof on these houses. They've leveled up to level 4, which means they can house 5 people. It's always 1 more than the house level. What do people have enough of and not enough of? Water is an interesting one because you can't actually see if you have enough water except by clicking on the houses. So it actually looks like we don't have water sold to everybody. So I'm going to add another water person. The water rate is 20 seconds for consumption. Looks like most of these houses have water, so I think that 3rd person should get me there. And then we actually have 3 possible happiness points from hardware right now, between the planks, the bricks, and the wheels, which is awesome. We're only doing 2 types of food, which is grain and apple. No, that's not true. We have flour as well. We just don't have enough flour. But we can get up to 3 happiness from that. Sweet. Okay, let's take a look at a new research. Civics gets me 2 more houses. And I can build another town center, which I won't need for quite a while, but we'll go ahead and do that. Do I have terrain manipulation yet? Flatten terrain. How do I do that? Terrain, flatten down? I think that's what I want. Yeah, there we go. And this costs red coins, which I don't have a million of, but I can at least flatten a little bit of this area here. I'm also going to need to move the stuff that things are built on. Or delete the stuff that's built on the terrain real quick. And then hopefully we can flatten a bit more. Oops. EZF. And then I can even page up. Flatten a bit wider of an area. Unfortunately, these houses were built on that little bump, and that's going to bother me, so we need to remove those. Sorry, people, just kicking you out of your home for a minute. Nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about. No cause for alarm. Okay, that's nicer. And we're going to go out to 5 here. And then everything connects oh so nicely. Okay, and then I do need a couple... Can I get fluid pipes? Hold on. So we're going to research fluid pipes. The reason is we don't need people fetching water from wells if we can do plumbing. Am I right? So what we can do is actually set up plumbing for fluid pipes. The problem is I actually need to make fluid pipes. And where are they made? They're actually made in a lumber mill. So we're going to add fluid pipes to this guy's repertoire. And this is unfortunate how I've set this all up, because I'd like fluid pipes to go in here. Maybe I'll just add another barn right next to it. It's cutting it a little close. What to do, what to do. I didn't think this through very well. Maybe I'll just move here. We'll move this over to here. And then that leaves me room for a barn. It actually does not leave me room for a barn. Maybe I'll put it over here, actually. That's still fine, because they can go underneath on the right side here. I always like to make a few spaces free. Wood pipes. Yeah, maybe not the best thing in the world, but it works. It works, apparently, well enough. So the problem is it's going to be feeding planks out before fluid pipes. Unless we have enough logs to give it logs faster than it can spin them on planks. So I'm just going to make a swarm of people here. He's going all the way around to this spot right here, apparently. Oh, they are not doing things very efficiently, are they? Gosh. You guys are a mess. What are you all doing? Oh, okay, there's a fluid pipe. We got one. That's funny. We also want fluid pipes up here. I'm going to remove all these extra research points. How do I... Okay, I have to select none on all these. I'll add these back in later, but for right now, they're kind of in the way. Alright, so we're going to have some conveyors and some pipes, so I'll put pipes here. There we go. It explains why they don't have legs or arms. What did I say about them? I don't remember what I said, but they are just little meeples. Okay, so now that we have fluid pipes, check this out. We can build a couple wells, and I'll build them maybe kind of behind the houses over here. And then we can go into the fluid layer. And in the fluid layer, you can build underground pipes that connect. When I first started this game, I thought you had to build pipes above ground. So I was going in here, and I was thinking to myself, oh, pipes are so annoying, because I have to, like, do this, and then, like, build a connector, and now that house gets water, but this is annoying and bulky and unwieldy. Well, that's because I didn't know about fluid layer. You can build pipes underground like this. And now we have a nice little water pipe that I can run under all my houses and feed it to all the houses. We are a little short on pipes right now, so just to show you the concept, I can connect these guys like that. And now these houses are all being supplied with water. You can see their inventory is full of water. Now you do need a few wells because they, by default, only do one water every 2 seconds. So you do have to pay attention to your total number of wells versus houses. Houses consume a water every 20 seconds. So one well can provide 10 houses. Is that right? No. 20 houses would need 2 wells. Well, yeah, that does mean one well would provide to 10 houses then. Got it. I'm going to slow this guy down, actually, because then he'll have more time to make fluid pipes. I really need a forestry. I can actually get that already. We're gonna skip to that, because all of these people are bothering me. Go away. A forestry is a much, much, much nicer way to get logs. We can just build that, and now we supply the forestry with people, and it automatically grabs from the trees around it. And then I'll build a chute here, and that'll just shovel planks in there, or shovel logs in. And so now we just need to staff this. You can get up to 10 people in there which can get you like 3 logs a second. I don't think I have need for that much. I think I need about 2 logs a second, so we'll do 7.8 work units. And that should get me plenty of fluid pipes and planks. And there we go. And now we are going to run out of trees here, but a forestry will replant it. So you can see here, it already kind of ate a tree, and now that tree is regrowing as a sapling, and it'll regrow into a 40 yield tree. We can even plant new trees now, because we might be a little short, and anywhere within this whole box, it will, you know, be able to collect from that tree. So I'm going to build a few more trees here. Plant a few more trees is maybe the right word for it. Just to make sure we don't run out. And it does cost 50. You can see down here in the bottom left, it costs 50 coins per tree. So they're not exactly cheap, but you know, we'll be rolling in the dough soon. And yeah, Cody, I've heard continually that this game has changed a lot. That encourages me to hear, and I'm encouraged to see where the game keeps going. I am going to deconstruct these because I have a method that I like, which is a water line in front of the houses, and then I have an offshoot to each of the houses, and then I do a splitter here. Otherwise, it would just send all of it forwards. So in case we do run short, that way it'll give evenly. Not that it really matters. And then... Oops. Try to be consistent here. We have all our little offshoots into the houses. And the direction you click does matter. Pipes have a flow direction, and so you can't have multi-directional flow. And now these 2 wells should be enough to supply all these houses once they kind of back up a little bit. And that's going to be great, because then we're getting a free 18 coins every 20 seconds. So that's like 1 coin a second right there. 0 villagers required. That's 2 thumbs up from me. And happiness, too. Free happiness. And experience. It's just, you know, free real estate. It's free real estate. So good. Also, we don't need a barn full of pipes. I think, for now, 100 pipes will be fine. And do I care to upgrade this barn to slots of 100? I don't think so. This barn, I don't even remember what this is for. Just having logs, I guess. But we can turn that into a forestry now. So we can really improve all this. Yeah, we'll improve our paper build soon. I'm actually going to delete it for now just because I have 736 points, which is enough for a few more researches. Oh, what am I doing? Delete. I wanted to delete you. I don't need water fetching people. I have pipes now. Gonna delete that, delete this, delete our school. We will improve this vastly. Eventually, we will want our roads to be double wide, because then eventually we use these things called caravans, and they do collide with each other, which is very annoying. Deleting people feels wrong. They're just going home to their houses. These are people, you know, that are working, and these are people at home that I deleted. So, you know, they're not deleted. They're fine. They're alive. Don't worry, Dave. They're just sleeping. Oh, also we ran out of grain over here. You can plant more, which we need to do the farming research for. So let's do that real quick. And then we can also build a farm instead of planting or having our people collect manually. So I'm going to delete, or sorry, I'll send home the people, and I will now plant some grain here. We'll do a little square of 16. And there's a couple things to note with this. The yield is increased when there's an affinity for that material thing. And so here, because grain spawned here at the beginning of the game, you can see these green outlines where grain grows more easily. So in the bottom right, you can see the yield is 10 if I just plant it here, but it's 20 if there's an affinity. The cool thing is the affinity grows over time. And so if you plant grain in a place with low affinity, once that finishes growing, it'll get 1% for the affinity. And so once it's grown 100 times, it will actually be the same as if it started on a grain spot. So that's pretty cool. How do I get rid of this again? Is it Control X? There we go. So then you can also provide farm tiles, water, and fertilizer. Yeah, they're going home to live on the farm, Martin, just like my puppy. No, I'm kidding. I never had a puppy go live on the farm. But anyway, the farm tile, water, and fertilizer will all increase the yield as well, which allows you to get more grain per, growth cycle, which means you can get more grain per second from the same number of squares. I don't even know if this will be enough, but I will put a grabber here to grab grain, and then that will send the grain to these buildings. I will add a couple more people to collect grain, and I need to select the recipe. You can see we can collect all sorts of different things here. It will automatically select, but when I built the farm, there wasn't any grain sitting there. So it's 2 work units for 1 grain, so that means this right here is 1.5 grain a second once it gets going. So yeah, I probably should call it a YouTube episode there, but that is Factory Town, and that is the basics of how to get things rolling in your own little town. We have only a little bit of factory going here, but to some level that's the whole game. It's not quite like a factory, but this is the type of factory we produce. So I am going to go ahead and call it an episode there. So for those of you on YouTube, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about Factory Town, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.